Hello everyone, now I am here with my next video of string buffer. I told you earlier, if we want to deal with a sentence or set of characters, we have to use string class or string buffer class. We know string is immutable in nature, and what you have to remember, string buffer is mutable in nature. What is immutable and what is mutable? Immutable means never allows changes and mutable means allows changes. String never allow us changes. That's why when we want to change something, when we want to manipulate something, then we have to deal with different kinds of objects. Actually, string creates different objects, different memories inside a pool, heap pool. Heap pool is a kind of a memory where the string class occupy that memory. But in a string buffer case, a string buffer allow us to deal with a simple and same memory. Never change its memory in different places. That's why we are having string buffer class. In C, I had written string plus buffer. Means string is having some drawbacks and string buffer try to remove it. Everything come in a one path. What is that path? What is buffer? Firstly, we have to move with buffer. And what is buffer? Buffer is a high speed temporary cache memory. It is also known as cache memory. Why we are using cache memory? Because processor is having so much speed comparatively input output devices. Input output devices are also known as peripheral devices. And when both want to work together, then speed issues come. That's why cache memory is placed between both of them so that they synchronize their speed. Actually, when data is moving from different places, different speeds we are having. And if we want to go smoothly with different speed, we have to place one cache memory over there. That cache memory is buffer. See, we had already used that cache memory in buffered read to speed up. And now we are going to use with string buffer class. Both are classes. And see, I'd already written string plus buffer. Means we are dealing set of characters with a temporary memory. But first point indicates us it is a class which is present in java.lang package. I told you earlier it is mutable in nature. We are having three ways to declare it. First one, string buffer, a new object name equals to new string buffer, empty brackets. See, when we are writing class object name equals to new class function bracket open close, after new what we are writing is constructor. We are going to study later because we are having one chapter of constructor also. And see, when we are not providing anything in function bracket, it is default constructor. It indicates us by default we are having a capacity to store 16 characters. Second one, when we are providing something in double quotes, what will happen? We are having 16 character capacity plus 4 means now we are having plus 4 means Java is having 4 characters means previous 16 character plus 4 characters we are having now capacity of 20 characters in str. And the third way, we directly write the capacity. What we want to write, we can write it. It doesn't indicate that we have to fill 50 characters there. It indicates us we have capacity of 50 characters, but it doesn't indicate that we have to fill 50 characters. We can have 10 character, 20 character, 30 characters, and then remaining places were empty. See, we are having few functions what we are going to study, few main functions we are going to study. In book we have limited because the book never focus on string buffer, and me too, I don't want string buffer in my program, but somewhere it help us. That's why I'm teaching you. String buffer have function append. This function is similar to concat. Concat is basically used for concatenation, that is joining of something, joining two things together without any space. And what you have to remember, because string buffer is a class, it deals with object. And one more thing you have to remember, every function of string buffer class never return any primitive data type. It always return location of current object, means address of current object, means current object what we are dealing right now, that object returns back. See, in example, string buffer str is equals to new string buffer, and in that string buffer I provided hi with space, and I want to concat that hi with computer. Then now what we are having in the str is hi computer, and I'll already show you the second way of writing it. You directly put that function inside system.out.println or system.out.print. You are getting the result. But see, with hi I already provide you space, but in case of computer and application I not provide you space. First str gets hi with space, and then str exceeds the limit of storing characters, and now str is having hi computer, and after that again limit of character exceeds, again we are providing few number of characters, that is applications, and the memory what they are using is same, but the capacity, the length is increases continuously, but they are using the same memory. If we are going to deal with string, the memory changes, but string buffer never changes memory, always do whatever changes is happening in the same memory. Now memory contain hi computer applications, but see, hi I had already provided space, but in between computer and applications I had not provided space. That's why no space is present in output. This you have to remember. Then we are having setChar@. setChar@, from the name itself, it shows us we have to set a particular character in a particular position. See the syntax, setChar@ particular index and a character. It is basically works as replace, but replace function, what we are having in a string, replace all the character with the next character. But in this we are going to provide a particular index. That character is placed in that index and previous character is going to be removed. The new character is going to be placed in that position. See, I provided computer with the wrong spelling, double M I had already provided, and I want to replace the second M with P. Second M is in position 3, that's why I had written 3 comma single quotes P. Character is always written in single quotes, and this function returns us a current object, the current location of that object, and then we are getting computer with a correct spelling, because setChar@ put P in third location. Then we have insert. Insert, the name itself is going to insert a particular character or a set of character which is string in a particular location. See, I had provided both the examples. str contains computer fun. I want to insert P in third location. Insert never replace anything. It is going to be inserted between a particular positions. See, position is 3. In that position, it provides P. Means nothing is going to be removed. Just in third position, P is inserted and the remaining characters move forward. See, in output, computer, we are getting 2P. And if we are going to insert a number of characters as string in a particular location, it is possible. See, in 9th location, I am inserting is. Is inserted without any space. If we want space, we have to provide space also with is. Then the next one is delete. Delete, the name itself going to delete some characters. We have to mention index, the first index and the last index. See, but what you have to remember again, the index location. If I am writing, see, I had already written then in str, but I want to delete 0, 2 means from the starting, start from 0 but till 2 minus 1, the last index minus 1, till that location is going to be delete everything. That's why T and H both are deleted, and what we are getting, N means now value of str is N. And the same thing, every string buffer functions provides us a current location, means return type is current object. Then we have setLength function. setLength function, name itself, it is used to set a particular length. We want to fix length, then we have to use setLength. If string exceeds from a fixed length, then what will happen? The remaining character were truncated, were removed, were deleted. If set of characters is less comparatively fixed length, then null or an empty space is placed in that position. See the syntax, set length and number of character, what you want, you have to write there. The same thing, it returns current object. Way of writing, set length in any number of character, means I had written 50. I want fixed 50 characters. And then one example of set length. See, in str1 I had already provided you Java programming. See, when I am displaying str1, I am getting Java programming. Java programming is of 16 characters. 16 characters were displayed. And then what I had written? str1 dot set length 4 means previously we are having 16 characters, and now what I want only 4 characters. Means I told you earlier, if set of character increased from fixed length, the remaining characters were deleted. That's why, see, when I am printing str1, what I am getting? Only Java. Remaining characters were deleted. And see, again I had set length of 16 characters. Means previously we are having 4. Now I set length of 16 characters. And now I am adding str1 with append. Append contain is fun. And see, I told you, if we are having less number of characters and set length is having more, then the remaining character stores null, means empty spaces. See the third one, you have seen that empty spaces is shown between Java and S1. You are going to see that empty spaces. You have to remember that set length either remove character or provides empty spaces. If set length increases comparatively characters, then we are having empty spaces. If set length is smaller than number of characters, then the characters were deleted. Then we have the next function, that is reverse. Reverse, the name itself is going to reverse whatever we had written inside function bracket is going to be reversed, but the return type is same, current location of object, means current object. See, I'd written computer in str1 and I'd already print it to show you what we are getting, computer. But when we are writing reverse function, then what we are getting, the reverse of computer. Then see, we are having next function, that is capacity. I'm talking about capacity from so many slides. I'm talking about capacity. See, first thing, used to find capacity of string buffer. Capacity function is going to provide us the capacity of a string buffer object. And by default, what you have to remember, every string objects contain 16 characters by default. And if you want to exceed the capacity, if you are going to add more set of characters in a previous one, then the capacity increase by a given formula. The old capacity plus 1 into 2. We are getting a new capacity. Directly string buffer, multiply it with 2. With old capacity plus 1 into 2, just double it provides us, so that we can use the same memory again and again. We are not going to shift to another area. The syntax is capacity only. In the return type, the current object. See, capacity you are going to be know with this function. Concentrate on this because I had provided a variety for capacity so that you can able to understand. Firstly, I'm talking about default capacity. See, in str1 I had provided nothing, but I want to show you capacity of string buffer. That's why see what the output we are getting, that is 16, the default capacity of string buffer. See, in next one, str2, I'd written hello everyone. Hello everyone contains 15 characters. The capacity of str2 is the previous capacity plus new capacity, means 16 plus 15. We are getting 31. See, 31 in output. If I am trying to append str2 with new set of character, what will happen? New set of character, we are having 20 characters new. Previously, we are having 31 characters. And I just want to increase the memory with the number of characters. Then I told you the formula, old capacity plus 1 into 2, means old capacity is 31 plus 1 is 32, and when we are multiplying 32 with 2, we are getting 64. That's why the new capacity of str2 is 64. Then see, string buffer str3 contains 4 characters. 4 characters and the actual capacity is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. Now the capacity is 20. In the next one, if we are directly providing the capacity, then we are getting the same capacity. I think you are able to understand about capacity. And then we are moving further with the next function is ensure capacity. If you want a particular capacity should never be changed, then you have to use ensure capacity function. It always returns us the current value. You want to increase the capacity with this ensure capacity. See the example, str hello everyone contain 15 characters. Then the capacity str dot capacity is 16 plus 15. The previous capacity plus new capacity. See, we are getting 31. If I am writing ensure capacity, means I want to increase that capacity with exactly 400 characters. Means if I am writing the capacity function again, what we are getting 400. Now the capacity is 400. We had increased the capacity. That's why we are getting 400 now. But see, if I am providing set length function, because sometimes some of students were confused with length and capacity. Capacity is number of characters we can store in a particular location. But length is exactly a set of characters what is placed inside that string. Set length I had written str.setLength 5 means capacity is 400, but I want only 5 characters. Then see what happened. str provides us only 5 characters, others were removed. Hello everyone, everyone is removed, only hello is remaining. We are getting hello, but still capacity is 400. See, I provide you str.capacity. Capacity remains the same, but length remove character. Then the next one, because of ensure capacity, the remaining we are having spaces, waste of memory. For utilizing that space, we want to trim that space. We want to save the extra memory. That's why we are having another function that is trim to size. Actually, this function provides us the remaining empty memory freely. Avoid that occupied memory to be free. See, used to trim extra capacity and bring it to original size. Means whatever you had provided as a sentence or a set of characters, that much memory is to be utilized. The others were free. That's why we are having a function trim.toSize. It always provides us the current object. And see, I provided example for you all so that you can understand it properly. Hello everyone. Again 15 characters. Capacity is 16 plus 15. That is 31. If I am writing ensure capacity, now the capacity is 400. And if I am writing set length, then all other letters were removed. We are getting hello. But capacity is 400. But only 5 characters are used in a capacity of 400 characters. We are using only 5 characters. Means others were empty spaces. Now if I am writing str.trim2size, it removes that extra space. It provides or it free that memory so that other things can use that memory. That's why we are having trim2size. And the now capacity is 5. Exact size of a particular sentence or a particular set of characters. See, next thing is difference between string and string buffer. What we have started functions of string buffer and why they are having some differences. I told you earlier they are having some differences. First thing I told you, string is immutable in nature and string buffer is mutable in nature. Allows changes. String buffer allows changes and string never allows changes. See, second one, when we try to change something, new object is created, but in string buffer, same object we are having. String is general approach, predefined, and then we are having advanced approach because some drawbacks string is having. That's why we are getting new thing, that is advanced approach. Then string occupies more and more memory when we are creating again and again. When we are changing something in string, again and again memories are located. That's why occupies more and more memory. And string buffer always use same object, same memory. That's why use a less number of memory. String is comparatively slow because when we are executing string, when compiler is executing string, then the compiler have to switch from one area to another area, another area to another area. That's why comparatively slow. But in string buffer case, memory is same, compiler never move from here and there. That's why comparatively string buffer is faster. And the sixth point, when we have to use string and when we have to use string buffer. Actually, we are using it when we don't want to change our actual data. Then we are using string. And when we want to change our data again and again, we don't want to secure that data, we can use string buffer. If our data is changing frequently, we don't want the actual data remain constant, then we can use string buffer. If you want to save your previous data, then you have to prefer string class. I think you are able to get what I want to say. And if you are having any doubt, please ask and clear your doubts. And thanks for watching.